What's up, YouTube? VentWithKenny. Let's get straight into it. In today's video, I just really wanted to make a video just talking about what Tupac Shakur means to me, the impact he's had on my life and the impact he has on my life even right now. Um, it's just all about just keeping his name alive and many others too. But I just thought it would be amazing, man. His supporters just to be able to be like, okay, well, this is what he means to him, or this is what he means to her. It's just, what I'm saying. I just think it's an amazing thing. But I have some notes taken down too. Some things that I didn't want to forget, some really important things. So let's get straight into it. 17-year-old. That interview that he did when he was in high school, he had that black tank top on. I've never seen a more well-spoken 17-year-old in my life. The way he like put his words together and the way he talked was just so fluent and articulate, and it was just like amazing. Like it was like a poet. So that's the first thing. The way he talked, no man, no fear. I remember that Vibe interview that he did in 1996. I think when he had on like the black collar shirt with he had like he didn't have like no shirt or nothing on. Man, because like in 8th grade, I was attending this new school, Northwest. And just watching him say he has no fear in the intensity that he was talking, I was like, man, I needed that because I was like, like just like really shy and just really like disconfident and stuff. So I needed that. Just someone to like really, I would listen to that to just boost me up and just like, okay, Kenny, be yourself. Don't be scared. Just scared if I got into a fight, I would lose or get embarrassed. Like that stuff would cross my mind. Thinking crazy stuff, man. So just hearing him say that and just how he lived and, riding with no security, even with his status, I'm like, man, that was really inspirational right there for sure. I even had this one guy, I remember I had him saying it too. He was like, I have no fear. um, and his song Pain that he had with Stretch or Tretch, I'm not sure, I get them two mixed up. The Above the Rim soundtrack, that song I think it was from my freshman year. That's when I really started to listen to that heavy. Man, I was listening to that on the bus, walking up to my home, just in the classroom. Man, I was listening to that song heavy. Like that was an everyday song multiple times a day. I had never listened to a song that much in my life, but the beat and just his voice, man, and his lyrics, that song really meant a lot to me. Keep your head up, dear mama. Brenda's got a baby. This guy, the reason why I love him so much and the reason why he stands out from just any other rapper for me, he made songs about women and people on welfare. Tupac cares if don't nobody else care. Single mothers. He wasn't just talking about the stuff that he been through, like as far as like the, let's say, like the other stuff. Like these rappers be talking about killing and robbing and like, and it's nothing really like wrong with it. Like Tupac said, I have no beautiful stories, but like if you just talking about doing it, then that's different. But if you talking about what you've been through, that's different too. But Tupac made a song about women and his mama and like man, that guy's special, man. He stands out. That's why I love him more than any other. Not even loving him more, but like that's why he has the impact that he have on me. The head wrap, you guys know like when he would wear that like bandana around his head and it would be like covering his whole head. That was so cold to me, man. Like especially when he had the red one. I remember trying to do that, man, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. It seemed so difficult. I even had my mom trying to do it, but she couldn't even figure it out. So that was cold too, man. How he would have, and then like the two things in the front, man, that was cold. This guy really, man, I'm telling you, needed him because of what he stood for and he spoke for and what he spoke for. Yeah, man. Latasha, the girl, the incident at the gas station, that revolutionary speech that he had, the intensity that he spoke with, you can, like he said, he was having nightmares. He was waking up. He was having dreams about what had happened with her. The intensity that he spoke with, you can tell he really felt what he was saying. Like you felt it. Let's see. Police brutality, yeah. Just shooting 2 cops for messing with a guy for probably, well, I'm not sure, but just messing with a guy, 2 of them, off-duty police. And he see that he could have easily been like, man, I can't risk getting in trouble. All of the stuff that he was going through, all of the cases that he had, Could have easily risked himself getting 10, 15, 20 years shooting 2 police. But he took that, got down on one knee. Tupac Shakur. Wow, defending the guy who's getting jumped by the police. What he stood for, man. Just because you in a nice neighborhood don't mean you can't be strapped. Yeah, like I remember he had that interview with Ed Gordon, and he was like, okay, you in this nice neighborhood, so there's no reason why you should carry a 9mm. But Tupac like, don't believe that. Like why? Like I've had guns put on me by limo drivers and just people in general. So just because you live somewhere nice, that don't mean you can't protect yourself. So that just really, that's really true. And I'm glad that he said that, because just because you're in a nice neighborhood don't mean you can't, protect yourself. If he didn't speak with the passion he spoke with, what he said wouldn't have been as effective. He felt what he spoke, and his passion made you feel it. Yes. Let's see. If there's a balance. Oh yeah, basically what I said right here was needed him because of, okay, if he didn't speak with the passion he spoke with, what he said wouldn't have been as effective. He felt what he spoke, and his passion made you feel it. Everyone has a role. Pac's role could be to be the way he was, and I can be how I am. I can be the soft-spoken, chill guy, and you can still feel me. But you need people like Pac who will speak with that type of passion. If everyone was like, oh, OMG, things would be so wrong, and it would be a massacre. Yeah, like my whole point of putting that was like, it's a balance. Like I can be like the more like, like more soft-spoken and like chill guy, but Pac, he's like really, like you gonna like really, really feel it because of like his intensity and like you gonna feel it. But everyone has a balance. And like I said, if everyone was just like, and I'm not saying I'm this way, but let's just say if everyone's like, oh my gosh, can we please stop the violence? Can we please stop the police brutality? This is getting out of hand. Oh my gosh, police, can you guys please stop this? If everyone was just like that, it would be a massacre, because they would really take advantage of things. So we need people like Pac. And like I said, it's a balance. You can have people like him, but then you can have more like the more laid back, soft, not even soft spoken, but just more like chill people. But yeah, Pac definitely had every reason to feel the stuff that he felt, for sure. He had just made juice and he went back to the gutter. Oh my gosh. When I think it was the Outlaws, I had seen one of their interviews, and they was like, that whole incident that happened at the park that was in the movie, he had just made juice, and this guy went back to where he could have something easily, he was risking stuff, right? Because of who he was. So he wanted to give back to the kids. Like, I know what this would mean to them, for them to see me. I just did this big movie. Okay, for them to see my face, I know this would maybe just give them a different outlook on life. Like, okay, if he came back here, like I want to do that same thing. I want to give kids that same feeling. I can make it too, because he came back after what he just did. Not too many people would do that. Pac was just ahead of his time and one of the realest people ever. Organizing a code, no drive-by or kidnapping. Yeah, I remember seeing in one of his interviews too, I think it was when he had like that hat on backwards, and then Marlon Wayans ended up coming in at the end. He was just like, we've organized a code like in jails to where like if like no more kidnapping, no more like if parents are outside, like no more like shooting, like no more drive-bys and stuff. And if they do violate that, then they will end up getting like consequences and stuff like that. So he was really like on that type of stuff. Like, let's stop the violence. Let's, world peace. Let's stop all of that, man. He was coming up with stuff like that at his age. I think he was like 23 at the time, maybe 22. Him being in a party with no security after doing poetic justice. I'm putting these type of things down because this is just like the impact that he has on me. And like, he's doing these movies, but he's still been in like house parties, like in where he came from. Like, anybody can easily be like, okay, Pac is here, let's get him. He's like, this is Tupac Shakur, but he's still with his people, man. After doing these movies, like coming back to where he's from, not just leaving completely, like he's still there. That's insane, man. That's amazing. It speaks for itself. Yeah, I remember he said in the Ed Gordon video, he was like, when people was like, He was like, keep your head up. That ain't no fluke. Like, I didn't do that for people to be smiling in my face or say, oh, he's cool. I did that from my heart. So I just like when he said that, man. That was cold. Like, that, just like the way Tupac was just amazing. And then I also like, it was cold too, man, when he was like, I am so sorry, because he had like started cursing and stuff. And he was like, it was just so cold how he was able to just calm down and stuff like that, man. That was amazing. He was like, excuse my language, I am so sorry. That dude Tupac is cold. Um, and it's, man, you know you love someone when you watching other people's reactions to his interviews, man. Like, okay, I want to see what they gonna say. I want to see if they had the same reaction as me. How's they gonna react to this? Man, that's how you know, like, you really mess with someone. I didn't watch so many people reactions to his interviews and stuff, man. Um, it was at one point, I think I was like in the 8th grade. I wanted to like get them tatted. And my mom was like, Kenny, you might want to, just think about that. Um, all of this came about, man, really when his All Eyes on Me movie came out. I was going into that. I was like an 8th grader, like I said, at a new school. So I just needed that, like someone to really look up to who wasn't scared, and just like, okay, if I have to defend myself, I can go to his music, or just like he wasn't no, it wasn't no fraud, man. He was as real as it gets. So I needed that. I felt it in school. I was comfortable. Like, man, okay, Tupac, what would he do in this situation? How would he react? He wouldn't just let anyone get over on him. So that was my mindset at the time, man. So he meant everything to me. And like I said, the intensity that he spoke with, it was just bar none. I remember wearing like his shirts and his hoodies, and yeah, I wish I could show him, but I got this video going. I should have had it right here with me. I might put it at the end. Ken Pac, when I was a freshman, man, I'm like, man, how can I put his name mixed with mine? So my name is Kenneth. So I put Ken Pac. I had like maybe a few people calling me that, man. I was really on it, bro. And just his lyrics, man. One of my favorite songs. Well, he has a lot of my favorite songs. Let's go with Ghetto Gospel. Let me see something that stands out in that song. And nowadays things change. Everyone's ashamed of the youth because the truth look strange. And for me, it's reverse. We left them a world that's cursed, and it hurts. So basically, what that means to me is like, man, like it's reverse. Like, some people think the youth is like, like the problem, and like, but it's like, it's reverse, man. Like, they are the reason why they are, because of their role models and the environment that they are in. Tell me, do you see an old lady? Ain't it sad? Living out a bag, but is glad for the little things she has. Okay, I'm not even gonna go into meaning like what it means, because you can go to Genius for that, but his lyrics were so cold. Even, let's say, keep your head up, and then they wonder why we crazy. I blame my mother for turning my brother. Like, that, what that means to me, like, man, like, I blame my parent for what, certain siblings have to go through because of, like, their actions and stuff like that. You guys know how big I am on like parents and the effect that they have on kids and stuff like that, man. Dear Mama, just like those few songs right there, man, like, they really, like, I love like I Get Around and Pain, and his California Love verse, man, that Out on Bail, Fresh Out of Jail, like, I love that too. But that Ghetto Gospel, Keep Your Head Up, Dear Mama, Letter to My Unborn Child, let me see, what other songs do he got that's really like, just like those deep songs, man, they really mean the world to me. Like, Keep Your Head Up might be my favorite. It's definitely like top 2, top 3, for sure. And I know there's people who really love him, and someone expressing what he meant to them means the world to a supporter. Yeah, man, I just know that there's going to be supporters who like, man, okay, he has a huge impact on his life. I feel the same way. I'm not the only one, and then everyone might have different things to say about him, because we all different. And it don't even have to be like Tupac, like just any one that you look up to, like, it can be like, okay, like, I'm the type of person where I can watch someone else, like, let's say if they make a video on Michael Jackson, it's like, man, I can tell this guy really means a lot to him. Even just hearing him talk about him, like, man, I can feel that intensity. I can feel that love he had for him. You know what I'm saying? So it can be the same thing, man, with this. So, And then lastly but not least, some people will say he weird. Yeah, I know there's going to be people who be like, man, this guy's weird. He made a whole video about another male, or he took the time to really go into detail about what another man meant to him that's not his loved one. But I'm willing to take that criticism, man, just to really relate and connect with the supporters of Pac or just anyone else, man. And I'm willing to take it, man. So it's all good. But yeah, that's what Tupac Shakur means to me. Has a huge impact on my life. One of my favorite people in the world, and his name must live on, man. He was ahead of his time. One of the most realest people ever, and words can't even express what he means to me, man, and many others too. I love you guys so much. I would love to know what Tupac means to you if you are a supporter of him. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch me. It means the world. See you guys in the next one.